60. Was this the 13 speed? I forget. I'll tell you what, let me try and put it into 13th gear and then I'll know for sure, won't I? Stuck on 53 mile an hour. 13 gears. Albany Bend. I think you guys in America call it Albany, don't you? Albany. Come on, 60. You can do it. Yep. Now 62 is the next goal. 61. 62. Cruise control. Oh, he actually stopped. I wasn't expecting that. He's a good boy. He didn't need to though, buddy. Oh, it's your best interest at heart. So we've got Mr. Panda, who's now got heading into holidays almost, just winding down with a little less work hours, I'm guessing. And we've got Mr. DC Dave, who's about to start his weekend. So I'm guessing both of you chaps are in a good frame of mind at the moment. Mind you, Panda, you're up a little bit early, aren't you, for a Saturday? Just the internal clock got you up. Whoa, can I sneak in there? Oh. Such a lazy driver, aren't I? I can stay in this lane forever for still got another 440 odd miles to go. What is that in kilometres? Come on, we got a maths teacher in the chat. Come on, calculate it. 440 times 1.6. You should be able to do this on the top of your head, meaning you should know where your calculator is and be able to grab it. Well, half of 440 is 220, so it's definitely over 660 kilometres. I'm guessing roughly 700. Well, it was 700, it's even further now, because I missed the turn off. That was it, man. I was on this lane going, right, I can go stay here forever. I wasn't even bothering to look at the map. So I made that assumption in my head. Now we, oh, well, I got an extra 60 miles I've added onto my trip now. Oh, seriously, I think subconsciously I want ATS to win the way it's been going today. This is just ridiculous. Mind you, I think I've had more issues in ETS in total than ATS. So why I'm ahead in ETS, I have no clue. It's got to be the fact. Well, actually, like I said at the beginning of the stream, it's most likely, I think, because me doing Walmart deliveries, the cost of them, mainly pallets and that, I don't get as much, but that's surely got to even itself out when I start going and adding different companies, because I might end up adding, because I don't know what company gives me what, or the price that in ETS I might end up with a company that's sort of similar that doesn't have, just have maybe like pallets or something and low paying jobs. I hope so, because otherwise it's an unfair advantage. It doesn't really give you an indication of which one you can you make the most money off, really. Well, saying that, by the time I get to my 100 garages, I'll probably be able to, well, I'll be able to pick and choose anyway, yeah, so I am right in that aspect, alright. If I started off in this one with a company that paid a lot better, gave me a better price for my deliveries, I'll wait and see, I don't know, cheaper trucks and everything, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it was a good equaliser, being that the trucks and all that are cheaper here. Please pull in, really? Well, this time I will, because I already had one fine of $660, which for some reason I thought was 660,000. No, I remember they're closer than they appear. Now, well, at least on the bright side, let's turn the high beams off. We don't need them anymore. Most of this trip's going to be during the day, so be able to see the scenery. Oh, what's taking so long? Come on. We're all on a deadline. There we go. Slight reminder that gets it moving, doesn't it? Yep. Now they're going even quicker. Probably if I took the right turn off, there probably wasn't one of these for ages, and in my luck, it would have told me to skip it and drive right past as well. I'm just on the fence whether or not to just stop my speed limit a little bit since I missed that turn off. I might just going to happen in ATS, in fact it has, isn't it already? It's all part of the game. Not paying attention. Well, actually it's not part of the game, is it? It's just me not paying attention. Oh, actually I'll set at 62 so I can put the cruise control back on. What an absolute beautiful morning. Not as beautiful as the other delivery we did with that lovely sunrise. Canyonville, really? Who thought that name up? Just that canyon doesn't seem like a word that fits well with Ville. Can't escape it. Farming simulator to the right. Joker to the left. Okay. Anyone knows that song would have got that little bit, last bit. Are you looking 55 miles an hour? Alright, I don't want to tip over. Mind you, I've got doubles done, haven't I? That should be stable. Oh, we're going uphill, come on, don't make me change gear down, don't be too much of a hill gradient, come on. Flatten out, come on, flatten out. There we go, and back to 13th gear. All cruise control on. Hard work trucking. In fact, I think if trucks do have cruise control, well obviously they must do, this trucking simulator, they wouldn't have put it in. I would assume that trucks do have cruise control. That they should actually up the hours a driver can actually drive for instead of whatever it is. Actually, what do we got? 8 now. Yeah, I was actually really surprised to see this one has 14. So, like I said, I don't know. Maybe the laws are different in America, possibly different in America than they are in Europe. We only can drive for 10 hours or something. Because when I checked it earlier, it was 14 hours till my next rest stop. Which I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I mean, it would be quite tiring driving a truck. It's quite tiring driving a car. But especially in America, because you guys, don't you? You have a lot of long straight roads. And long straight roads have a tendency to put people to sleep. You have roads that are constantly in the corner that keeps you awake. I think it's been proven actually. Or it might have been a wives' tale that was told to me years ago, but I remember being told this as a kid or a teenage years, that if you get a long straight road, you have a tendency to fall asleep on it. So, and if that's true, then a lot of truckers in the States will be driving a lot of long straight roads, and that would probably tire them out. So you'd think that there'll at least be at minimum the same amount of hours allowed to drive as they do in Europe, I would think. But that's me thinking, and we all know how that normally turns out. It's not really a good idea for me. Never pans out well. Left turning, the lights. Oh, it's not doubles, I thought it was. Just a very long trailer. Midford. What are we, 35? Okay. Hey, what's going on? There's no lights here. What are you doing? Jeez, mate. I've been back in Spain. Maybe it is, I don't know. Like I said, I was told that when I was younger. I don't know if it's fact, but I think it is, because I think I've occasionally get some straight roads every now and then around here. Very rare, as rare as hen's teeth. But it's, after a long drive and you hit it, I sort of feel a lot more tired driving down that road. And then sort of wake up again when I get to bends and corners and... What's that up in the front there? What goes that? A Subaru. Gee, you know what? I'm playing ATS in a in instantly went with the American way of saying Subaru. Instantly, without a thought. Subaru is what we call it. Mostly around everywhere else in the world. But I went straight to Subaru. Yeah. Oh, took about really getting yourself immersed into the game and the location. Is it? So we've no longer got the 60. And struggling up the hills, just going to keep going up. Alright, I'll change down on the flat here so I don't lose too much momentum. You always, yeah, right, okay. But we've got 6 hours, well, 6.25 hours to go to get there. Hopefully there's enough time in the stream to do another trip back, because I really want to get this bank balance as close to 150 to close the gap between this and ATS as much as possible. And I would actually go over my time the streaming, but unfortunately today I really got to stop as close as possible to 5:30 as I can. More the before side of 5:30 than the after side of 5:30. Was that a Toyota actually? Oh, I don't know. About to find out if my brakes ain't going to work. I'm busy looking at the car to see what it is. Here we go.
Turn left.
No. Is it? I don't know. That's not the original badge, is it? If they changed the badge. They changed the badge match. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the road. Up here as well. That's a nice looking area. Oh, it looks like it's going to rain again. Now I've got to remember to change the mod at the end of this stream from spring to summer, because we've done our 4 streams with summer, spring, sorry. Yeah. Come on, get up so I can change gear before we get to the hill. No. Didn't get enough revs up, did I? Come on. Maybe I should just change to 8 gear. You can do it, truck. You can do it, please. Please, you can do it. Please, you can do it. I'm not going to go into CAD view. Can't be bothered. Hopefully there's no car coming. There isn't, thank goodness. I would have done, but I had too busy having my fingers crossed to move the mouse or to move into the other view. Oh, look at that view. I'll tell you what, those Oreo trucks are making me hungry. Phillips. Geez, are they still going? I don't think you can buy anything Phillips in this country anymore. I thought they went sort of down the Googler. Tut tut, it looks like rain. Oh, nice, Dave, nice. Brilliant. People don't realise what that is. It's a reference to the Walt Disney Winnie the Pooh movie. The first one, the original. Not the other ones that they put out. The very, very first one. 55 mile, come on. Look how wide open this is. Why can't we 155? That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Top speed. What's my cruise control set at? 57 still? Oh, I forgot about my coffee. It was already going cold before. Yeah, no, you said it. I've got that song stuck in my head now, Dave. When you said tut tut looks like rain, I instantly went to that song. I'm a big Winnie the Pooh fan. Big, I love Winnie the Pooh. We used to, my father also was a big fan of A.A. Milne and Winnie the Pooh. And we used to have a framed picture of the 100-acre wood up on our... Had all the movies that they brought out, including one of the short ones, Eeyore's Birthday. Yeah, I know the ticker song word for word. T-I-double-G-R, that spells ticker. It's one of the best scenes ever in that movie about friendships, right at the end of that first movie. And when he's talking to Christopher Robin when he's going off to school. One of the sweetest moments in a movie. SCS does just beautiful job. I know the graphics and all that. I mean, admittedly, I've got the mod that's changed the graphic look, but still. I'm not talking about the textures, I'm talking about the landscape as well. Just, oh, absolutely beautiful. Don't know why I got my foot down. I got the cruise control on, don't I? Find out when I hit 57 mile an hour. Nope. I do now. Long straight roads. Not great if you got a truck, but you more need something a little faster, like an F16 or something. really get benefit out of the straight road. Geez, okay, we'll need to go in the cab for this one. Just check on the traffic. Woo, 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 settle, settle, woo there, horsey, woo. Woo, woo, there, good boy. Woo.
Turn left.
Well, I will when I get to the intersection. Give me a chance, GPS, crikey. Impatient. All clear across now? Yep. Alright, go back into bumper view to the end of this trip as usual. Let's right back to the cab view if we've got enough time to do another one. Obviously, if I don't, I won't, because I'd rather, oh hang on, make sure I'm getting the right gears here. To change the range, contrary to what I'm doing as a truck driver. Yeah, I don't want to, like I've said before, especially with yesterday, that proved their theory right with ATS, and I don't want to stop halfway through a job and then have an update and never go, oh, you've lost your contract, and let's put you back in the garage, because that is putting an unfair advantage on one over the other, and which is the thought I had last week and decided to do, and thankfully when I started ETS yesterday there was an update and they put me back in the garage, so it was lucky that I hadn't actually started halfway through a job and did decide that. Wasn't it 60 just for a second there and went back to 55? It's teasing me, this game. Got my hopes up just slightly. Oh, I haven't said this all stream actually, and I should do. If anyone's new watching, and I'm doing a bit of a competition between ETS and ATS. Basically, the first one to a goal of owning 100 garages and having $100 million in the bank. But there are some rules and stuff. The brake. Thank goodness it wasn't a car. Oh, now, where's my button? So I can change down gear. There we go. Yeah, there's some rules and guidelines I'm going to find. Like, for instance, my first truck I can't get a loan for, I've got to buy it. So I'm just saying which game out of the two I can get to that goal quicker. If you want to know the other rules that I've got and guidelines I'm doing, sticking to in that, just type in !rules into chat. Rule or rules, one of them. I think it's rule. If it doesn't work, then it's rules with an S. Into chat, and that'll give you a bit of a lowdown of what I'm adhering to. But yeah, I suppose I could briefly run through it now just to kill time and have something to talk about, really. So yeah, I will. Hey, why not? Save you a type. Let me just put the cruise control back on. Wrong button. You wanted to restart it, not set it. It was already set. Get to 57. There we go. So yeah, basically, I'm starting off. I've got a rule of the for each garage I own. I start off with one garage, then I can only deliver for one company, so I'm contracted to one company. In ATS it's Walmart. I've got real companies in here, so it's Walmart I'm contracted to. In ETS it's RT Log or something like that. And then once I've filled my garage up with workers and trucks, I can go and buy another garage. Then I can add another company as a contract, and then I have two options of companies I can deliver in. So every garage, new garage I get, another company I can deliver for, obviously, until I've pretty much got enough garages to deliver for any of the companies that are in here. And I've got to try and make it back to my home base all the time, and when I get another garage that I can make it back to that one. I can make it back to any of my garages as long as I can try and make it back there. At the moment, because I don't own my truck, I'm stuck with whatever contracts they've given me. I can't sleep and refresh the contracts I can do when I do own my truck. I can't find one back. So what I do is, at the moment, I deliver from my company to a location for them, and once I get there, if I've got my company at that location, I've got to take a delivery from them first. But if there isn't my company there, if there isn't like a Walmart where I've delivered to, then I've got to find a delivery to my company from another company, and I've got to try and get it delivery to, which at the moment on my home base is in Seattle, a delivery back to Seattle. And if I can't do that, then if there isn't one at all to Seattle, whether it's with my company or to my company, then I've got to try and take a delivery to a place close enough and work my way back as fast as I can back to my home of Seattle, or in ATS it's Madrid. Now currently, at the beginning of the stream, it's at the end of the stream I would have equally done the same amount of streams for ATS and ETS. And yeah, at the beginning of the stream compared to the beginning of yesterday's stream with ETS was well ahead. I had 120,000 in the bank, where this one I had 88. Get up the hill, come on, you can do it. And yesterday I managed to get to the 150 grand mark, which is what I said to buy myself a new truck, well, my first truck. I managed to do that, and I ended up on 18 grand for the end of the stream with my own truck. So this one, I've so far in the 3 hours, just over 3 hours and 2 minutes of streaming, managed to make just over 20,000. But I'm guessing it will even itself out because the trucks are cheaper in ATS. So once I buy my first, finally get to the 150, I buy my first truck, I'm sure I'll be able to have less, well, a lot more than 18,000 left over after buying. Well, actually that 18,000 was after a delivery as well, so I think I ended up with 5 grand left after. Well, actually 2 grand, it was 148, wasn't it, Dave, that I spent on the truck? 148,000 out of 150. But I had 159, so yeah, well, yeah, anyway, I reckon I'd have a lot more change left over from buying a truck. And oh, look at the mountains in the back. I don't think I've ever been here in this location, ever, in this game or any time playing ATS. And when I say I haven't been there, I do include all the time I've been playing ATS, not just this playthrough. Oh, it's nice around here. I'd live here.
Go straight.
Yeah, I forgot what I was saying because the graphical view of
Stay left.
the non-realistic graphical view took my breath away. That's right. Yep. No, I'm sure it'll even itself out because yeah, I'll have a lot more money left over, I think, after I bought my truck. I mean, maybe I won't, but I might be able to buy more stuff because I couldn't fully deck out the truck in ETS. But I might be able to fully deck out the truck, what's available to me at the level I'm currently at the moment, which might give me a bit of an edge as well. And the cost of it, I'm sure it'll be still have a good amount of money left over. We'll have to wait and see though. Right. Why are you going so slow?